It's a sad day indeed, because after 31 years, Shuhei Yoshida is leaving Sony and PlayStation in January, I believe, and yeah, he's moving on to other things. And he's been there since the original PlayStation launch. He's got a special place in my heart as a gamer too, because he championed PlayStation Portal. PSP. He's championed PlayStation VR and getting into VR. He really championed and pushed that. So it's going to be sad when he leaves. You could almost say it's like an end of an era, right? So let's see what it's got to say. This article comes courtesy of Kotaku, so let's see. So Sony's head of independent development at PlayStation, a longtime game development leader for the console maker, Shuhei Yoshida, is leaving the company after over 3 decades. He helped produce some of the PlayStation's earlier hits before moving on to help lead the platform's powerhouse first-party studios across multiple console generations. Yes, I have an announcement to make, the Sony veteran said during an interview with the PlayStation blog on Tuesday. I'm leaving Sony Interactive Entertainment on January 15th, 2025. It's like announcing the launch date of a new game, something I haven't done for a long time. The industry veteran said that he'll no longer be at Sony. He still plans to work in games in some capacity moving forward. During the interview, Yoshida recounted what it was like in the early stages of the PS1 era and what it was like trying to convince publishers and studios to take a chance on making games for Sony's first console. While he was executive producer on earlier games like Crash Bandicoot Warped, The Legend of Dragoon, he later moved on to the leadership role across the business group, eventually becoming president of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios. So yeah, he says, no, I'd like to stay in the industry, and this is... So basically, he's not retiring from the gaming industry as a whole, he's just moving on. I think he's taken more of a backseat role in PlayStation in more recent years as they've shaken up their leadership and executive structures. We've seen him less and less, and I think he maybe wants to have a bigger impact on the gaming industry. And it's kind of sad though to see him go, because, like I said, I think PSVR 2 exists in big part to him. He was sort of dropping clues and Easter eggs every now and again, especially when a PlayStation handheld was rumored to be in the works, right? He sort of hinted on Twitter at the time, in response to some industry journalists saying, there might be something in the works when it comes to a PlayStation handheld. Little did we know then it was the PlayStation Portal streaming device. Hopefully he had a hand in the new PSP 2 that's also supposedly rumored, because PlayStation know that we want a dedicated handheld device like the Steam Deck that can play PS5 games on the go, and hopefully he's going to be instrumental in having that done before he leaves. Hopefully he has some say in it. But yeah, it's a sad day to see him go. Let me know what you think in the comment section. He told the PlayStation Podcast that Journey's release in 2012 on PS3 was a download-only indie hit that went on to win Game of the Year, was a career highlight, but that game won Game of the Year against all these AAA titles. I think for the first time in the industry, the creator Genova Chan did a talk at the summit, and he talked about the letter he received from a girl who lost her father, and she thought about her father and was able to move on with her life. Yoshida said the whole audience stood up and the whole room was filled with happiness and an amazing feeling that the small game could have such a big impact on people's lives. And I think that goes into a deeper point. Games are an escape for a lot of people. It does evoke memories and nostalgia for a lot of things, especially, a lot of people can relate to characters in games, and I think it's a wonderful thing. And that's why I think we're starting to see an older group of generational gamers now who play games now that maybe didn't 10, 20, 30 years ago, right? So it's kind of interesting to see the gaming community get older and not give it up. Everyone's finding it hard to play games these days with their busy lives, and I'm glad we're starting to see more portable systems come out of the woodwork, like the Steam Deck, like Nintendo, and I'm hoping a PlayStation handheld at some point soon, wink wink, and maybe Xbox, apparently they're working on one too. I'm glad to see, people continue to play video games, right, well into their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We're starting to see some 70-year-old and 80-year-old gamers now, believe it or not, which is nuts, that are playing games and streaming them to YouTube. So it's good that gaming's getting, it's just getting bigger and better every year. And who could forget this video, the official PlayStation used game instructional video? Remember back when they announced the Xbox One and PlayStation were kind of wanting it to be a jack of all trades, right? They wanted it to be a DVR, they wanted it to be a game console, a media consumption device, and with that came DRM and the requirement to be connected to an internet connection at all times, right? To verify that you own the games and whatnot. And I remember Shuhei in this video. I can't remember this guy's name, but I remember he was pretty big at the time.
How you share your games on PS4.
But I remember PlayStation sort of clapped back and says, hey, the PlayStation 4 is all about games. We're not trying to make it a DVR, although it can do those things. It's first and foremost a game system. And who can forget this video with Shuhei Yoshida, the guy that we're talking about in this video, showing you how to share your games on the PlayStation 4. And remember, I think
this is
Xbox were trying to make it convoluted because of DRM and stuff like that, and sharing games wasn't like a for sure thing. They ended up backpedaling on that because of the community response. But I love this little video here.
How you share your games on PS4.
Step 1. This is how you share your games on PS4, unlike the Xbox One at the time.
Thanks.
So yeah, Shuhei's had a good sense of humor for years, and I've always liked him. It marks the second biggest departure from PlayStation in under a year. After a previous Sony Interactive, Jim Ryan left. I remember that. It will also leave the console maker without one of its most high-profile execs and visible faces in the community, with a long track record of popularity among fans. He's perhaps best known for his part in the infamous 22-second E3 2013 clip demonstrating how games are shared on the PS4, a stunt that kicked off Sony's current high-end console dominance. It's just kind of sad. We're starting to see a lot of big industry titans leave the companies that they've been with for decades. I mean, it kind of takes me back to when Reggie Fils-Aimé left Nintendo. He's one of the industry titans up there next to Shuhei, you know, promoting his company, Nintendo. And when he left, it was he was replaced by Doug Bowser, which I think everyone kind of likes too. And he's called Doug Bowser. I mean, come on. But yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad to see these like titans of like the companies we care so much about leaving after 30 years from the very first Nintendo and PlayStation devices, you know, and going off to do other things. So it's going to be sad that they're not at the helm. To me, it's kind of like a little bit like Steve Jobs when he sort of took a break from Apple. Knowing that he started Apple and, you know, everyone knows him, likes him, for him to go off and do other things. It's kind of sad. But anyways, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. I think everyone else is a little bit sad too. A lot of the community is kind of upset. Save the industry. I don't know what PlayStation would turn into with you not there. Then stay in the industry. You know you belong there. Thank you for being one of the leaders of gaming and a reason for best years of gaming. Get back in there till you're ready to leave, sir. Sure, I wish you the best success no matter what you do in the industry. In my mind, you can find a place with Nintendo. Oh, I see what they're doing here. Don't tell me you'll move to Nintendo. That'd be crazy. You just wanted to play more PoE 2. Understandable. Can you save Xbox? Maybe Xbox should hire Shuhei. I think maybe that would be a big power move, I think, you know, with him. But then Phil Spencer's kind of the head of Xbox, right? He's like the Shuhei for Xbox. You know, he's out there mingling with the community, talking up, you know, just being the gaming industry's good guy, right? He's playing PlayStation. Was talking about there was a clip of him at some sort of gaming convention thing where he picked up a DualSense controller and was like, that isn't where the X button's supposed to go. And just little things like that, you know. And he's played Steam Deck, he has a Steam Deck, has a Legion Go, plays with a lot of different handheld and gaming console devices. He's not just hardcore Xbox all the time. He does like to play with other devices too, and I think that's why he's pretty cool. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Love you, appreciate you, I'll see you in the next video on Blaze2K. Keep me up to date with all the gaming news that you need to see. And while you're at it, check the links down below for some really cool affiliate links, including my list of the best PlayStation accessories you can find. There's a lot of really great Black Friday sales on right now. Go check them out. Don't miss them. Some great OLED TV upgrades, the Samsung S90D, the LG OLED C4 range, they're all on pretty damn good Black Friday sales. And like I said, if there's one upgrade I would recommend over the PS5 Pro or anything else, frankly, is an OLED TV. I think once you experience games on an OLED, it'll be very hard to go back to something else. Anyways, check them out. And if you want to do me a solid, only if you want it, only if you remember, consider clicking my links down below after you do your research and decide to pull the trigger on it, because you'll be really helping me out. I'd make a small commission from Amazon, and it'd be really awesome around the holiday period too. Anyways, I love you, appreciate you, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, I'm Blaze2K. Bye. Subscribe, click the bell icon.
Let's go.